Tell me a little bit about your character.
My character is a man named James, and he's actually here because of his brother. He took the rap for his brother's crime, and he technically has no idea what to do here. Everybody else is smart and knows all about computers, and he doesn't. So that's the difference between him and the other people. And James is a very nice guy, and he's kind of one of the only characters who has a nice arc.
And what's it like, because we don't get a lot of sci-fi shot in Toronto with, big sets that are quite like this. I mean, what's it been like diving into that?
Well, I've never worked on a sci-fi movie before, and this is a scary thriller, so this is kind of what I like. I love the whole blood and all that fun stuff. What's so amazing about this movie is that the set that we have is not nearly as big as what the ship's going to look like. It's going to look absolutely gigantic. So I'm really excited to see how they put that all together. It's going to be great.
Right. And in terms of how it unfolds, what would you say defines the story? What would you use to define it?
A bunch of hoodlum kids being sent to a work release program who come into a little bit of trouble and need to save the day with their skills that they are being prosecuted for.
And what's the mood like?
The mood?
The mood.
It's got comedy in it. A bit of dark stuff. On the edge of your seat, at times. But there's a fair amount of comedy near the beginning, so that'll draw some people to it.
But what's it been like working with David? Because it's certainly interesting that he's been an actor, but he's
Well, I love the fact that he's an actor, because when he's trying to explain something, he can kind of actually show me what he's looking for. Of course, I'll make my own decision in the end of how I'm going to do it. But it's really nice to work with an actor/director. And also, he's just a wonderful guy. He's the nicest guy in the world. Plus, he did Stargate, so he knows this genre. I don't necessarily know it very much, so it's very helpful to have him here.
In terms of this kind of show, are there any that you have watched that you've enjoyed in the past?
Any supernatural?
Like sci-fi and
I haven't been too much for it. I like Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Nice.
I also like the Star Wars movies, the older ones preferably. I love the genre. I'm not too much on the TV side of it, but I could change.
You could change.
Yes.
Have you seen? I guess in terms of how the effects are going to play out, have you kind of got an idea what's going to happen in those scenes that you?
Oh yeah, I have an idea. Plus, David, while we're doing the screen screams, he's explaining to me what I'm seeing, so I can react in real time to what's happening, which is very helpful. Because for him to just say it and then have to work off of memories would be very difficult, especially with green screen. This is my first time doing that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, what kind of challenge does that bring into acting? Because obviously, you're always reacting to imaginary things in some ways, but is there any deeper challenge when it's green screen?
Absolutely. When you're supposed to be looking at, anything that's not there, they'll put a mark there for you.
Right.
And usually when it's green screen, there's a lot of big special effects happening that would be spectacular to see in real life, and that you have to react in a spectacular way when there's nothing there.
And you hope that your reaction does
absolutely.
justice.
But although the director will know whether that's because he will envision it, and then he will know whether you are coming across in the way that you're supposed to.
Of course.
And David would never let something slide if it wasn't perfect. So.
Right. That's cool. And what is your experience with the other cast?
It's wonderful. Everybody is spectacular. This was so well cast. It's the greatest cast ever.
That's cool. Well, otherwise, anything else coming up that you can tell us about?
Yeah, well, there's a movie called Wolves that I did last year with Jason Momoa was the lead in that. I played his second-hand man, and he's also in this as well.
Cool.
And so that Wolves is coming out hopefully by Halloween.
Oh wow.
This one I'm not so sure when it's coming out, but I've also got a World War I movie that I will be starring in. that they're just waiting on actor availability, and when the time comes, I'll be able to bust that off, and that'll be happening in Prague.
And that's interesting then, going from sci-fi space to war.
Oh, totally. No similarities.
That's amazing. Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.